Hello? If you find yourself struggling with poor sleep, waking up just as exhausted as when you went to bed, noticing a decrease in the strength of your erections, and feeling your energy slowly drain day by day, I need you to pay attention. What I'm about to explain might be something that no one has ever made so clear. But before we get into all of that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more valuable content just like this. We're here to help you reclaim your energy, vitality, and overall well-being. Now, let's dive in. I must be upfront with you. This isn't just a typical part of aging. It's a signal that your body is lacking something vital. It's an indication that your body's ability to recover is diminishing, and that failure starts at night. If you're having trouble sleeping, waking up drained, seeing a loss in your erections, and feeling your energy fading every single day, that's not something that should happen at your age. It's a sign that your body is running low on something essential. And this deficiency starts at night, marking the beginning of the decline, and you might not even realize it. Many of the men I've worked with have shared the same experience. They tell me, "I sleep, but I wake up feeling completely drained. My erections are weaker, and I've lost that drive. I feel physically frail. My mind is foggy, and there's this irritability I can't explain." And when I look at the lifestyles of these men, one thing always stands out. Their bodies are no longer recovering properly during the night. This nightly recovery is the key difference between a man who feels 60 and one who feels 80. If you're having trouble sleeping, waking up drained, seeing a loss in your erections, and feeling your energy fading every single day, that's not something that should happen at your age. It's a sign that your body is running low on something essential. And this deficiency starts at night, marking the beginning of the decline, and you might not even realize it. If this sounds familiar, type "revive" in the comments to let me know you're ready for change. So, what happens to a man's body at night? Did you know that during sleep, your body produces most of its natural testosterone? That the blood vessels in your penis expand and rejuvenate? That your prostate reduces inflammation? That your mitochondria, the power plants in your cells, recharge their energy for the next day? In simple terms, if your sleep is bad, your body starts to deteriorate. And the first thing to decline is your virility, your sexual energy, your physical strength, and your desire. But why does sleep worsen after the age of 60? That's a common question, and I'm going to break it down for you. As we get older, the body naturally loses essential minerals and nutrients that were abundant in our youth. If you're following along, type 1 in the comments and hit the like button. Your engagement helps us create more helpful content, just like this. One of the key nutrients is magnesium, and here's the crucial point. Magnesium is the most important mineral for male sleep, nocturnal erections, and testosterone production. Without it, your body goes into a state of alert. You might fall asleep, but you won't enter deep, restorative sleep. And without deep sleep, you don't recover properly, at all. The symptoms of a magnesium deficiency at night are clear. See if any of these signs sound familiar. You wake up a couple of times during the night to urinate. You have light, restless sleep with bizarre dreams or sudden wake-ups. You feel cramps, muscle tension, or tingling in your legs. You wake up feeling like you didn't sleep at all. You become more anxious or irritable throughout the day. And your morning erections are getting rarer or weaker. If you experience 2 or more of these symptoms, your body is likely signaling for magnesium at night. But why does this mineral become scarce with age? Magnesium is found in foods like dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and some grains. But there are 2 main issues. First, modern foods are increasingly deficient in magnesium due to depleted soil.
Second, as men age, their ability to absorb magnesium decreases, even when they eat the right foods. So even if you try eating well, the deficiency persists. And that's when fatigue, impotence, poor sleep, and the gradual loss of virility start to appear. If you're finding this video helpful, type 1 to let us know what's working for you, or 0 if there's something else you'd like us to cover. Your input directly shapes what we create next. All right, for those of you ready to improve your foundational health, let's talk about the specific types of magnesium that can truly make a difference. First, not all magnesium is the same. When you visit a pharmacy or supplement store, you'll find many types of magnesium: oxide, chloride, citrate, demalate, threonate, bisglycinate. And here's the mistake most people make. They pick up any form thinking they all have the same effect.
But the truth is, the type of magnesium you choose makes a huge difference, especially if your goal is to improve erections, sleep deeply, and restore energy and mental clarity. The two forms of magnesium that benefit men over 60 the most are 1. Magnesium bisglycinate, or magnesium glycinate. This is a highly absorbable form that is easy on the stomach. It acts directly on the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's relaxation mode, inducing deep sleep, relaxing muscles and blood vessels, and reducing nighttime anxiety. In short, it's the best option for men who want to sleep better and wake up with greater potency. 2. Magnesium L-threonate. This is the only form of magnesium that easily crosses the brain's protective barrier. It enhances focus, memory, and cognitive function. It calms the anxious thoughts that disrupt sleep and promotes brain plasticity, which boosts your ability to learn and increases mental clarity. This is especially beneficial for anyone who feels like their mind is racing at night with endless thoughts, worries, or for those who wake up in the middle of the night and struggle to get back to sleep. Now, how should you take magnesium correctly at night? The ideal time is 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This gives your body the necessary time to absorb it and feel its relaxing effects. The recommended dose varies by form and brand, but for bisglycinate, it's typically between 200 milligrams and 400 milligrams per night. For threonate, it's between 1 to 2 grams per night, containing about 144 milligrams of elemental magnesium. Always start with a lower dose for the first 3 days and gradually increase if needed. To take it, mix it with a cup of warm water or a relaxing tea like chamomile or passion flower. Avoid using your phone, watching TV, or being in bright light after taking it. This enhances magnesium's effect. And importantly, try to lie down immediately after those 30 to 60 minutes. Don't wait for sleep to come to you. Help your body understand it's time to wind down.
So what can you expect in the first few days? In the first 1 to 3 days, most men begin to fall asleep more easily. The body seems to shut off more quickly, muscles feel lighter, and the heart slows naturally. From day 4 to day 7, they wake up feeling more energized and with less heaviness in their legs. Morning erections may start returning spontaneously. There's a reduced urge to urinate at night, and the mind feels clearer and less irritable. After 2 weeks of consistent use, you can expect uninterrupted sleep of 6 to 8 hours, a reduction in anxiety, nervousness, and obsessive thoughts. Libido improves effortlessly, and there's an enhancement in self-esteem and a sense of vitality. And I want to stress, this happens without relying on harsh medications, synthetic hormones, or undesirable side effects. Avoid these 3 common mistakes. Many men write to me saying they took magnesium and saw no results. When I look into it, I often find 3 common errors. Error 1. Using magnesium oxide or inorganic magnesium. This is the most common, cheapest form, but it has poor absorption and often causes diarrhea in sensitive individuals. Avoid it. Error 2. Taking magnesium in the morning. Magnesium has a calming effect, and taking it during the day can leave you feeling sluggish and sleepy, preventing you from receiving the full benefits at night. Always take it at night. Error 3. Taking magnesium inconsistently. Magnesium works cumulatively in the body. If you take it one day and skip 2, or forget it on weekends, your body can't establish a proper rhythm. Be consistent for at least 14 consecutive nights. You might be thinking, what if I'm already taking medication? This is a common question and it's important. Magnesium, as a natural mineral in the body, can be used alongside most medications like antihypertensives, statins, prostate medications, or treatments for mild anxiety or depression.
But if you're on controlled medications or blood thinners, I recommend consulting your doctor to adjust your dose. Here's a secret to boost the effects even further. An additional tip I give my patients is to combine magnesium with zinc and vitamin B6 at night. This combination supports the nocturnal production of testosterone, improves sleep quality, aids in muscle tissue regeneration, and enhances libido. ZMA supplements with this formula are a great option for men dealing with natural hormonal decline. What I want you to remember is this: you don't have to accept fatigue, impotence, or shallow sleep as a normal part of aging. These are symptoms of deficiency, not irreversible decline. Your body can still be strong, virile, and well-rested, but it needs the right nutrients at the right time. And that moment starts at night, with one capsule and a commitment to yourself. If you've made it this far, it's because you're ready for change and ready to take back control of your body. Listen carefully. Virility doesn't have an age, it has a foundation, and that foundation is still alive within you. Virility begins with what you do at night. Many men who come to me feel defeated. They've lost confidence in the bedroom. They avoid mirrors. They no longer even touch their partners. Others live feeling tired and discouraged without understanding why. They all share one thing in common. They are exhausted from within because their bodies have stopped recovering at night. But when a man understands this and starts taking care of his sleep, brain, and hormones, something changes. A rebirth from the inside out. And this all begins at night. If this video has resonated with you, if you recognize yourself in these words, then share it with another man who deserves to regain his strength. And what's more, subscribe to this channel now because every week I share content like this, serious, natural, and respectful of your age and history. Your virility isn't gone, it's simply asleep, and it can awaken as soon as tonight, with care, determination, and truth. Gentlemen, if today's video helped you protect your health, your confidence, or your energy, you can now say thanks in a special way. Just click the thanks button below the video. Your support helps me share more tips that keep men strong and healthy well past 60, and I truly appreciate every single one of you.